So we play Newcastle Sunday, 10 a.m. at Stamford Bridge. And I'm expecting this game to be hard. I'm expecting this game to be difficult. I'm expecting Newcastle to play somewhat of a mid-low block, make it really scrappy. We do struggle with teams that kind of keep it a bit compact. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest as well. We didn't get a good result against Liverpool. They were compact as well. They won that game. But, I think with Newcastle, when you look at their form in the last 5 games, it's not really been the best. They've lost two, drawn two, won one. You look at us, we've won what, three, lost one, drawn one. So we're coming in with good form. They, on the other hand, aren't coming with good form. But with the quality in their team, I expect this to be very, difficult. I expect it to be scrappy. When you look at our team news, everyone is available. Everyone should be fit, ready to go. Um, and I'm hoping this is the weekend where Maresca makes, a change in the goalkeeper department. I think Sanchez, his season for me so far has been a six, um, which isn't bad. He saved us in a lot of games, but I think some of these switch off moments he has in games and the lapses in concentration really kind of bother me. And I'm pretty sure they bother a lot of you guys in the fan base as well. Just can't keep getting away with that. And yeah, I still expect us to be competing strongly for top four, but with someone like Sanchez is going to be a problem. Like Sanchez is going to have to make us out, just outgun teams for the most part, and that's not always sustainable because the goals dry up eventually. So when you look at my predicted starting 11 for this weekend, I've made a change in the goalkeeper position. There's a few positions I would like to make changes in as well, but for the sake of consistency, momentum, I want to see Jorgensen in goal though. See in the game midweek, it's just his short passing was clean, it was crisp, it wasn't giving you no heart attacks. It just felt like he did the right things. He did the simple things right. He made that good save in the beginning of that game. That was a very important stop. But for the most part, it was a very comfortable after evening for him. Kept it really simple. When you add Badiashile and Vega and Desase being the defenders in front of you, and you still feel relaxed, you feel at ease. I think that's very underrated. And I want to see Jorgensen, being played with Colwell for fun. And I want to see how, that defensive dynamic might be. Jorgensen might not make a lot of these, brain dead, brain fart moments Sanchez be having. I just want to see something different because Sanchez is going to most likely causes points during the season. I'm really trying to negate that, and especially against Newcastle, I need you to be on your A game. For me, I play Jorgensen in this because I mean, like he deserves a run in the team just to see if he makes us better or he makes us worse. Can't be that bad. Your back four, I think this is the strongest, the best, back four pairing that we have at the club. James right back, Fofana back in the team after his suspension against Liverpool. Colwell back in the team, getting another opportunity to kind of show us that the form he's been showing us over the previous games was just not a blip. He definitely did struggle against Salah at Anfield, but you know, everyone is entitled to a bad game here and there. I think he just was under the cush in that game, so he has another opportunity at home to really show us, that ball playing capability, being able to read the game, defending, show that leadership in the back line. And I expect him to have a good game in this game. Cucurella, I mean, it's nothing else to say about this guy. He played, I think, 90 minutes midweek, but he did miss the Liverpool game. So I would run it with Cucurella again, the best left back we have in the team. I mean, Vega's definitely giving him a run for his money, but Cucurella just plays that role just perfectly. Being able to invert into midfield as well, giving us options in midfield. another passing option, defensive cover. He's given us that aggression, tenacity, and he has the skill set to even push further up, making those underlapping runs, overlapping. The guy is just quality, man. And I'll play him again in this game. Maybe, midweek, Vega comes in for Cucurella, but I think Cucurella in this game is going to be immense. And I hope he is immense, contribute to us getting 3 points. You look in midfield, Caicedo, Lavia. I think as long as Lavia is fit, it's looking like our strongest midfield option. It's looking like our strongest midfield pairing. And they have everything you could really look for. Maybe not the height, but they still challenge aerially. They still try to win their duels. Caicedo, Lavia, these two guys at Anfield were just breathtaking to watch at times. Lavia, especially with that press resistance, being able to play the ball from deep. His passing is really good as well. Same as Caicedo for that assist to Jackson. Quality ball. And that's what you get with these two guys. You get the work rate, you get the tenacity, you get the control, you get the defensive solidity. They keep the shape a lot better than Enzo, has. And that's just the reality. And we're going to need these two guys against, if Tonali plays, Tonali, Guimaraes, and Joe Linton, you're going to need a serious monster game from these two again. And I think they have the ability to do so. It's just good to have these options in midfield. We've really come from a time where we had Enzo, Gallagher in midfield. We had Kovacic and Jorginho, and as well as those other options have served us. I think this is just that new age, and these guys hopefully are going to be here for a long time. They're very young as well. Lavia is 20, 21. Caicedo's only 22, 23. Like, we're going to get at least 8, 9 years out of these guys. I mean, they did sign them death row contract, so they're here for a while. But I love the balance they give us in midfield, like I was saying, and hopefully they win that midfield battle. The three in front of them, it's always constant as well. Noni, Palma, Sancho. I think Noni has been really catching life, because every time Neto has had an opportunity to like really put pressure on that position, I don't think it's done enough to warrant it. And I've been someone who's always wanted to see Neto in this team on the right. I just want to see that dynamic between him, Palma, Sancho, and Jackson, because as good as Noni is, taking his man on, beating them for the most part, Neto can do the same, and Neto has a final ball on him. That's one good thing about Neto's game that I appreciate. He has that unselfishness about him. He can, beat a man. He can go on the inside or on the outside, cross with his weaker right foot, like you saw midweek for Mudryk to score. And Neto is just not really taking the opportunity. Like, he's gotten goals, he's gotten a few assists here and there, but I don't think he's just had a game where he's gone, yeah, I'm taking that spot off of Noni. And again, Noni's been good this season, man. I think in all comps, he has maybe 7 goals, if I'm not mistaken. No assists, but Noni has like 5, 6 goals, if I'm not tripping, in all comps. 6 or 7, one of them. But he's been clinical. Against Forest, he did his thing. Against Liverpool, he cooked Robertson a bit during that first half especially, but he just never got that service again. And if you're not getting the ball to Noni, it's just you can't really do much with that. So I expect Noni to start. Hopefully he has a good game. Palmer was off of it against Liverpool and Anfield. That was the worst game I've ever seen from this guy since he's joined the club. But if anyone is allowed to have these inconsistent games once in a blue, Cole Palmer is one of them. This guy has just been, he's been good this season. 6 goals, 4 assists. He's been 6 goals, 5 assists, 4 or 5, one of them. But he's been doing his thing in that 10 row, keeping the likes of Felix and Kunku out of this team. Dewsbury Hall, Carney Chukwuemeka to a much lesser extent. But Palmer's our 10. And in this game, I'm really hoping he comes back to life. I'm really hoping he shakes off whatever issues he had in that in that Liverpool game, and he turns up. Because when Palmer turns up, the team turns up. And even sometimes when he doesn't, I'm pretty sure the team is going to turn up anyway. Sancho has another run um, on the left wing, and no lie, I don't think we ever expected to say these words, but Mudryk is looking like he's going to be knocking on the door for some minutes in the Premier League. Like, he's been cooking in the Conference League, but it's just he looks a more confident player. He looks like everything he's doing is very calculated. You got what, 1 goal, 5 assists this season. In how many games? These are some serious levels of output that Mudryk is really starting to farm out. And I expect Sancho to be fine though. Different type of players. Sancho to a greater extent, a better player than Mudryk. But Mudryk is learning, is improving. And listen, if Sancho keeps having some underwhelming performances, you might see Mudryk coming into that side. Hopefully Neto doesn't have to play on that left when we got Sancho and Mudryk. But I expect Sancho to do a lot better in this game. I expect him to have a lot of the ball. I expect him to try to be dangerous. I just wish he would shoot more, and he would take more shots on target. Like I know his game is to be very creative and very selfless, but I think there's a few times where the opening will pop up, and maybe a finesse shot, a placement shot. I don't know. Put your foot through the ball. Just shoot. Shoot is shoot. Just shoot. That's how you're gonna get your goals. And then you got Nicholas Jackson up front. Jackson is going to be Jackson. He's going to be inconsistent at times, but we're just so much better with him in the team. Jackson is so much more than just a goal scorer. This guy's all-around play is one of the best in the league, honestly. Like, if you added Haaland's goals to Nicholas Jackson, I promise you he's winning Ballon d'Or. That's just how, just disgusting this guy is. His skill set is so rare, and he combines that touch with the pace and the skill and the technique, and he's becoming a bit more consistent when it comes to finishing. Jackson last season had that kind of the similar opportunity against Man City. What was it, like the FA Cup? And he went around the goalkeeper and passed it backwards. This time against Kelleher, he just went in and finished it. And that's what you want to see from Jackson. Clinical finishing and putting the team on his back. But that's going to be my team for this weekend. Hopefully Maresca agrees, because I don't want to see Sanchez in this team. I think Sanchez is just killing us. I'm sorry. It's just not good enough. And my score prediction, 3-1. Hopefully Palmer on the score sheet. I want to see Jackson on the score sheet. Maybe Sancho gets his first goal for the club this weekend, and we keep it moving. So my prediction will be 3-1. And before I do end the video, I want to touch on some of these other games coming up this weekend as well. Big game on Sunday. Arsenal taking on Liverpool at home, and Arsenal just have a shit ton of injuries and potential absentees from this game, which I expect Liverpool to take full advantage of. Like, Saliba's not playing in this game. Bukayo Saka's a doubt. He's probably not going to play this game. The guy has, a hamstring. Like, he ain't no Terminator, It'll be nice for him to be back, but I'll be surprised if he is. Timber's out. Odegaard is not playing. Calafiori's out. So you look at the forward options for Arsenal, and it's looking like Jesus, Martinelli, Kai Havertz, potentially, or you have a Havertz, Trossard, Jesus type situation. Arsenal fans always say Martinelli has always had good games against Liverpool. So he is potentially going to start that game instead of Trossard. I mean, you look at Liverpool, they also have a few key people missing. Alisson, big one. Diogo Jota, big one. I think everybody else, for the most part, just squad scored options. But I think this game is really going to be very interesting. Um, you're gonna see my score prediction when I pull up my score predictions for this weekend, but I see this game being very hard for Liverpool. I mean, for Arsenal. I expect Liverpool to have a lot of the ball. I expect Liverpool to be very dangerous. I expect Liverpool to, create chances, and I expect Liverpool to win this game. I don't see how Arsenal win this game. If I'm being completely honest with you, um, I mean they could from a set piece standpoint. They really could, but Saka's not here to take those set pieces. Saliba is not here to attack them. I mean, Gabriel's the one who gets most of their goals from set pieces, but I think it's just this game is just going to be a step too far for Arsenal. But you see it on my screen, my score predictions this weekend. Villa taking on Bournemouth. I think Villa is just going to win this comfortably 3-1. Duran, you're going to see Duran probably on the score sheet. Ollie Watkins, Rogers, like this Villa team is serious. Like they are some serious team. They're on top of the Champions League standings with what 3 wins out of 3. They're just scoring goals in the league. They're doing their thing. Yeah, Emery, solid coach, man. Long are the days where Villa were basically in the relegation scraps with Steven Gerrard. So Villa, I see this being a comfortable 3-1. I was gonna do 3-0, but I expect Bournemouth to get on the score sheet. Um, they had a fantastic game against Arsenal last weekend, but it's home. Those home games they hit different. When you go away, it's a different situation. When you go to the Vitality Stadium, that pitch they give you problems. It's very small. It's loud out there. The atmosphere is crazy, and they always have a go at anybody, regardless of who you are. So I just don't see that happening. So Villa 3-1, Brentford, Ipswich. It's close margins for me, to be honest with you, but I'm just gonna go side with the home team. I'm gonna go a 2-1 Brentford win. This game could really end in a draw. This looks like the type of game that ends like a 2-2 draw. Um, but I'm just gonna go and give Brentford the upper hand. Brighton Wolves. I think Brighton are probably gonna win this 3-1. Um, Wolves at home are a bit more dangerous. Brighton at home are winning games and they're playing well. So I don't see a reason why this wouldn't continue. I go to Brighton 3-1. City, Southampton. I think it's going to be a comprehensive 5-0 to Man City. Holland, hat trick, maybe 4 goals in this game. Foden getting on the score sheet again. Man City are quietly going about their business. Like they're not looking at their scintillating best, but they're picking up points, they're scoring goals, they're winning games, and that's just what's more important. Everton, Fulham. I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton playing at home. This game really could also be one of those 1-1, 2-2 games. Hell, it could even be 3-2 Fulham, but I think Everton have found some sort of like second sale, in their last 5 games where they've drawn damn near 3, if I believe, and they've won 2. So it's not like they're being, peppered like that. They're not being defensively exposed as much, and they're keeping it together. And they're playing at home. And Goodison Park could be a very uncomfortable place for most teams to go. So I expect them to win 2-1. Chelsea, Newcastle. I'm praying we win 3-1. That's my prediction. I think playing at home is definitely going to suit us. We play them midweek again. So which Newcastle team are they going to play in this game? I'm not sure. Are they going to go with a stronger team and do a weaker team midweek? Honestly, it beats me. But I expect this to have enough, to get over this hump. Um, if you look at the starting 11 and the options to even come off the bench to make a difference, you're talking Neto, Mudryk, Felix, and Kunku. Like these guys should be able to come in and give us a push if needed. So that's my prediction. Palace, Spurs. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs, narrow 2-1 win. I think they're coming. They're getting into a bit of rhythm. They're winning games. Son should be available potentially. Richarlison is back. What's his name? Solanke, and he ain't really been as sharp, but they have people chipping in. Kulisevsky chipping in with goals. Brennan Johnson was on a runway, scored 7 out of 7. So yeah, I think Spurs have enough to beat Palace away. West Ham United, people have really touted this game as El Sakiko, but I think both teams share the spoils in this game. I think it's going to be a 1-1. Who scores for United? I have no idea. I really don't know. What? Maybe an Ericsson, Casemiro header. I don't know, bro. It's just that's how bad both teams have been. West Ham, and I mean, honestly, both teams have really surprised me because they've just not been good enough this season. So they're going to share the spoils in that game. And like I said, Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm going to go with a very convincing 2-0 win for Liverpool. I don't see with Van Dijk and Konate in the back, and Trent having a really good season. Robertson, steady Eddie. I just don't see where Arsenal's attack comes from. I don't see where the goals come from. Again, Arsenal could get a goal from either Trossard or Kai Havertz, and they're playing at home, so maybe I should give them a bit of a leeway. But I just see Liverpool being too strong, man. Even though Jota's not playing, I see Liverpool being too strong. You're gonna have Diaz on one side, Salah on the other side. Salah's probably gonna score in this game anyway. You got Gatwell and Gravenberch in that midfield role just balling. McAllister, look, that's just what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a 2-0 to Liverpool, and that'll be it for my weekend preview. But as always, people, I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching the content, liking the content, sharing the content as well. Sub to the channel if you're new, and hop in the comments. Let me know what your score predictions are going to be for this weekend. Do you feel, most people feel like Arsenal could potentially win this game. So let me know how you feel. Do you think Liverpool are just going to be overconfident? Are they going to underestimate, the options Arsenal have? How do you feel about the Chelsea result, Man City, Villa, United especially? Do you think Ten Hag is going to get a sack after this game? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.